Hello everyone, it's Lighton again. Welcome back to us together, as always. I'm excited and I'm always excited, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm here with my friend Ernest and we are going to have so many interesting conversations. Ernest, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Ernest Wanyama and I am a lawyer and I am Ugandan and a friend. It's nice to meet you all and I hope I interact with you and I hope you get to like me as a person. Yeah.
Ernest, your friend, why did you have to emphasize the Ugandan part?
You know, we have to sell the brand.
Oh,
we have
okay,
to sell the brand. We have to sell the brand and I have to represent Ugandan men.
Oh, Ugandan
Kampala men, Kampala lawyers.
Kampala men cannot represent.
There's always an exception, you never know.
Okay.
I'm rebranding,
Okay.
preaching the new brand.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Ernest, today we are here to discuss about the society pressure on marriage. Like, we are young people. I'm still calling myself young because I'm so young. Anyway, so we are young and then there's always this pressure to get married. What's your take on it?
Well, first and foremost, our society take on marriage is what
is
influences
society?
this
I want to know what society.
pressure.
Everybody's saying society. What is society?
I think society would be family for starters, and then our friends, the friends that we have grown up with, the friends that we have studied with, the friends that we are working with. They are practically the people we are interacting with in our day-to-day life. So, at least for me, that is what is society. If you're outside those confines, your opinion does not count.
Okay.
But because
So from what you're saying, society is me and you.
Yes.
Society is me and okay.
Absolutely. So for example, I've grown up in a home, I've seen my dad and mom, they've gotten married and raised us up. And, I know when they met and things like that. So as you're going through school, you're also setting your timeline and you're like, oh, my mom and dad met at 25.
Right.
And, they had us 3 years later and things like that. So you hit 25 and you're just concluding school. You're thinking, wait a minute.
Am I late?
Yeah,
Right.
so things like that. So that's the pressure now coming in. By this age, my parents had accomplished this.
Right.
And I'm at this age. And I don't even have a viable partner that I can take to my mom and be like, oh, mom, he is someone that you would like to meet. He is my friend,
Right.
as we do over
Yes,
here.
they're my friend.
Yeah, so, you don't have that. And then, you're done with school. You're just getting a job here and there. Next thing you know, your closest friends are hitting you up and they're like, yo, I'm getting married.
Right.
I'm proposing, help me plan this. You're just gotten into one WhatsApp group, you've just finished one function, you're entering another, and then you're like, you guys, what is happening? What am I missing? What am I missing? So that is the pressure. So it just comes from, those
From
people
the
that
people
you're
you
close
interact
with like that, yeah.
So I think
And
for me,
then-
what actually stressed me, or not stressed me, as if what actually, I don't understand stress me, but what caught my attention, the society pressure is when my female friends were getting married, it was like, okay, sometimes girls do it earlier, like 23, 22, 21, they already get married. When my guy friends are getting married, I was like, wait, not even my guy friends are getting married?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hear you on that.
Yeah.
So that's what brings in the pressure.
Yeah, it does. But then again, I have to say, I think it's a bit lenient for us, the men, because even when you do not get married in your 20s, actually right now the people I interact with, except family, they usually tell me, you're still young, you're 29, you're still young.
Right.
35 is the right age for you to get married. And in my mind, I'm thinking, 35?
Right.
That is too late. I'm thinking that is too late. But, you have those people telling you, and it's not the same thing for the ladies,
No, it's
because
not. I already
no
look
one
8
is going
years
to
old.
tell you at 35 it's the right marriage for you to get married as a lady. Everyone wants you to get married much, much earlier than that. But I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. It depends on your individuality as a person. Do you let the pressure get to you, or
So
do
do
you
you
not?
think there is a right age for marriage?
Well, first and foremost, there is a right age to get married.
Oh, is there? I didn't know that.
The age of consent.
Okay, yeah, I
You
like that.
have
The
to
age
be
of
18
consent.
and above. After that, I really think
He's a lawyer. He's bringing his lawyer thing.
yeah.
At 18 and
No,
above.
if you get married before the age of 18, we are going to, annul your marriage and things like that. Hell, you're going to get imprisoned for whatever. So, yeah.
18 and above.
18 and above, right age to get married. As to when you decide to go through with it after that, I think it really depends on your perceptions as a person, your priorities and things like that. But at the end of the day, for me, I like to empower people. I like to give it back to them when you feel ready. I think for me, it's all about when you feel ready. And I think there are about two key things for me. Do you feel emotionally ready for it? And are you financially ready for it?
So finance is a big thing.
Yeah, those are the main two things for me. Because, are you going to milk your friends or or your family to try and do this wedding?
Oh,
Or
okay.
are you in position to
fund the wedding.
finance? And everyone else is just chipping in. Oh, my son is getting married, but it's not a big deal.
So they're like giving out of will.
Yes,
okay.
yeah. People like to put us in such a situation where you're able to cover at least 50%. So are you able to cover 50% of what you have, or do you only have 10% and you're thinking that 90% is going to come from your family, your friends, their friends, things like that? So those are the things that are important for me when you're getting married. Everything else just comes after that. If I don't have any of those two things, I don't think I want to get married. Because if I have the money but I'm not ready to tolerate,
Why is it tolerate? It's not tolerate.
Okay.
It's called, how do they call it? It's not tolerate for sure. It's compromise.
Compromising.
Okay, before we get there, have you heard of some friends or some stories or whatever where people get married because of society pressure?
Absolutely.
Give us your story.
Absolutely.
Give us a story.
And I know of someone, a friend of a friend.
Okay.
I
hope I'm not a friend of a friend.
No, you're not a friend of a friend.
Okay.
So this person goes with this friend, they're hanging around and things like that, and then the friend gets an emergency call. They're like, come back home, there is something to discuss. We are thinking it's business, they're thinking it's business and things like that. So this person gets back home and they found out they've been living with their partner for a few months.
Okay.
Not a long time, a few months, And the family tells them, in our culture, you do not live with someone's daughter
Before you're married.
if the parents of that girl do not know you.
Right.
So we're giving you 3 months, we're going.
Okay.
You have to be married. And this is not just the traditional marriage. This
Even
is
though
in church
in
as well.
church.
So, this guy's friend has 3 months to plan a traditional wedding and a church wedding. And he was not ready in one of those things. Either the emotional... Okay, I think emotionally he should have been ready, but I think financially he still needed some time. But it had to happen because, your family has dropped the nail on you and you have to get it done.
And probably he liked his girlfriend.
So, that's happened. But...
How did that go? Like after they got married, like how did it go?
I have no idea how it went.
Okay.
But I do know that it happened, so... Maybe if I was close to them, I would know, but...
Because me, I have a friend of mine who did, when we just finished campus, this was like I won't say that, you guys will count my age.
Yeah.
So when we just finished that time, a friend of mine saw a guy in like 3 months and she was telling me she's getting married. I'm like, when, where, how? Like it's okay for meet in a shorter time and they get married and it works out. But I didn't think it was the right time because she didn't know. But when I really talked to her, she was like, at home they are putting me on pressure to get married. So because of that pressure, she got married to this person she didn't know, and guess what? The marriage didn't even last for a year or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. So like such society pressures, like they make people do not the best decisions. I don't know if you men also face the same things.
Yeah, you do. We absolutely do. We have a timeline, at least for most of our settings back home here. You have school.
Yeah.
When you're done with school, you should get a job. The moment you find a job, if you're lucky, for some people it's even before you get that job. On your graduation, everyone is asking you,
They asked me that.
Yeah.
They told
Exactly.
me, you're done school, degree for now, go GT.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Someone is telling you bachelors, what you're thinking, oh my God, they're insinuating that I'm a bachelor. Now I need to, add another degree onto this. So, so there is that. So at your graduation, someone is already asking, where is your fiancé to be? Where is your partner to be? It's a lot of pressure. You're already feeling it.
I feel like that takes away from the graduation, takes away from my hard work, and you're just putting my value on being married.
Exactly. So it makes me think that in a way our parents or the people that care about us have not really appreciated the significance of education.
Right.
Because if you look, well, before this whole thing started, you know, you were with your parents until a certain age, and then you are, you know, okay, you're now of age, go and get married.
Get married.
So maybe that time in between is now what is covered with education.
Right.
The moment it's done, they are ready to push you into the institution of marriage. So maybe that's just the thing, but it is there. That pressure is there, and some people navigate their way around it and do these things in their own time. Some people are not as lucky. So,
What do you
know.
think would be like what do you think would be, I don't know, the cons, like what do you think would be maybe the disadvantages of putting pressure on people?
Yeah, well, someone is going to get married when they're not ready. The one thing that I've come to learn over time is, you know, who you are is who you give out. If
Okay.
you're ready to be a good part, if you're good to yourself as a person, you love yourself, you treat yourself right, you are taking proper care of yourself, and you are in a space where you're ready to let people into your life, and then you welcome someone into your life, then it's going to happen. You're going to get this girl into your life, and then you're going to be able to take care of her. You're going to be able to love her. You're going to be available to her. You're going to be accountable to her, because you are doing all those things for yourself.
First. Okay.
So the moment you have that on lock, you're good to go. But sometimes people are asking you to get married, and you know, you're still scampering, wondering, where am I going to get the money that's going to push me through next week, the money that's going to push me through next month. You know, you're wondering, how am I going to get this done? And you know, some people are going to be like, you know, it's going to work out eventually, but you're thinking,
How? You're just
how?
saying it,
Because you know, yeah, you're saying it, but you're not in my shoes. So when you push people to get into marriage, they have to put aside all those things and just get into it because someone is forcing them to get into it. And you know, so you're uncertain about your future, you're uncertain about next week, you're uncertain about the things you're going to do. You don't even know how to deal with your own crisis, you know. You're not talking to anyone and things like that. So here you are now, you have to welcome someone into your life, and you're giving them uncertainty. You're not giving them your time because you're not even giving yourself that time. You know, you're not even able to counsel them in case they have a challenge, because you're not able to counsel your own self if you have a challenge, you know. So that is the kind of thing you're bringing someone else's child into, or another whole person into. And before you know it, now you have
a child.
Yeah.
God.
So you have also
them
brought
in
a
chaos.
child into this uncertainty. You've brought them into this, you know, lack of direction, lack of counsel, and things like that. And these are things that people need to, you know, to have something that is meaningful. You brought them into a not so good or ideal situation, and I mean, that's just sad, at least from where I see it.
I think it's sad. That's why you
Yeah.
have like broken people, like you have unhealed wounds within us, like
Yeah.
unhealed young kids within us.
Yeah.
Ernest, how do you think someone would navigate the society pressure?
First and foremost, communicate. I remember I've been working for about 5 years now,
Right.
and you know, my people have not seen
Someone.
me going with someone home or things like that.
With a friend.
Yeah, you know, someone throws some subtle hits in there. You know, the maid is like, "Oh, Ernest, you've come alone. What? Your parents are going. Oh, the house is empty. Blah blah blah." You know, we need someone to play around with, and I'm thinking, you know. So I remember the first time, the person who used to tell me the most was the maid at home. So, you know, I kept thinking maybe the maid is speaking for herself, or she's an agent of my parents.
That's
So
true.
one time I told her, you know what? The next time you ask me about a partner or a child, I just want you to be like, after you've told me about it, I want you to give me an envelope and be like, Ernest, this is my contribution to, you know,
Right.
everything that could happen. I'm like, if you do that, within 1 month,
I'd be
I'm going to bring someone home.
right.
The moment you do that. And after that, she cut down on it. But then I think also, I just had this conversation with my dad sometime. I'm like, look here, Dad, it's very important to me that I am financially ready to get married, and I don't think I am there yet, you know. And I think it's going to take a bit of time for me.
To get there.
Yeah, so I think I would appreciate the no pressure. And he was so understanding. And frankly, from the time we had that conversation, at least from him, it's never come. And even when it comes as a joke, you know, someone has hinted on it and he's just going, I just know it's for the banter.
Right.
But between him and I know
You're
there
good.
is not so much pressure on, you know, son get married. Because he knows, you know, I'm
Knows
not,
the ways
I'm
that
not
life
going
is
to
a man.
be, we are not in the era of hustling, you know, to make things work. I want to get there when I'm ready I want to get there when I can provide. I want to get there when, I don't have any challenge.
So
My
really,
wife hits me up and it's like, I need this,
you
and
can't
I'm like,
not have
oh,
any challenge.
okay, yeah, it's going to be there, but at least I don't want to be there and, I do not, the bare minimum.
Right.
I know the bare minimum is not 100% catered for.
Right.
So, it's just that. But,
So
communicate
from
to
what
the
you've
people.
had is communicate, and
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I did the same. On my
Yeah,
graduation,
communicate.
they told me that I was about 23. I was like, I am not ready to get married. I need to go back to school. I need at least 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
And those 5 to 6 years, I really added a lot of value on myself.
Yes.
Which I am not sure if I would have added on myself had I gotten married.
Right.
Because obviously now you're like thinking about another person. You can't just make decisions for you.
yourself, yeah.
You have to consider another person. What are your final remarks for the young people who are on pressure, especially those who are on college campus, because that pressure is too much?
Again, for me, it's about communication.
Communicate?
Yeah, if I was to set the standard for anyone, first be emotionally ready
Okay.
and be financially ready. Everything else, I think, works out after that. It's easier when those two are in check. But if you're not ready, communicate. Communicate to the people that matter to you and ensure they are aware of your position, and hopefully, God bless you if these people support you and understand your position. And do not rush. Take your time. Figure these things out. We figure these things out eventually, because it's about you, and until you are ready to welcome someone else into your life, until you are ready to love them like you love yourself and things like that, do not just bring someone in for the sake of bringing them in. It's really, really important to me.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would also conclude with. Really just know what you want. Know exactly what you want. And don't settle for less than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a quote that I wrote somewhere, and it said, if you don't have your goals and dreams straight, someone else is going to hire you to fulfill their own dreams.
Yeah.
So know exactly what you want. Be firm with what you want. Take your time. There is no rush. You always a right person will find you. Find yourself. Be happy. Be whole. The right person will always find you. Thank you so much, Anes, for coming.
Pleasure is mine.
We'll have you back sometime.
I look forward to it. Don't
Okay.
give out my number.
And I won't.
Yeah.
He's single, by the way, but sorry, I can't give out his number. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, share, comment. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's us together. See you next time. Bye.